What if we each just pick a thing when we do a movie? Like we could watch a movie and then when we talk about it, Sylvie just talks about all the plants that were in the movie.
Yeah.
I'll talk about the cars and you can talk about the guys' bodies.
All right, dude. I don't know why. I feel like maybe I should pick mine.
It was my idea.
I feel like you picked yours months ago.
Yeah. Ever since Roadhouse.
If that's what we're doing, then I'm going to start picking very specific movies.
Yeah.
Y'all ready for this?
Da-na-na.
I'm Dustin.
I'm Sylvia.
I'm Bob.
And this is...
Movies against time.
This is for talking to the fugitive.
You ruined Schindler's List! All Jackie Chan movies!
Boogie Nights.
And Big Mama's House!
That was a crazy amount of echo that time.
Still is.
This is Movies Against Time, and this week's pick...
Hello?
Bob?
Somebody let me out of this closet? Why'd you lock the door?
And this week peaked...
This week's
It's easy
pick.
for you to say.
Peter Piper picked the pickled peppers. How many pickles did Peter Piper pick?
The first part of what you said didn't sound like the thing. This week's pick was Bob's pick.
I picked Falling Down.
That's a fun joke to talk over someone on a podcast. That works out good. Stupid. Why did I do that? Falling Down, 1993. Was it 3?
I want to say 93 or 92.
Yeah, they were filming it in 92 during the riots.
Okay. Yeah, it was a rough time to be filming that movie.
Yeah, where they were filming it.
Yeah.
Directed by Joel Shoemaker. Written by Abby Rowe Smith.
Is it Maker or Mocker? I always said Schumacher.
Schumacher. That might be it. I may be right. Shoemaker is...
I mean, I don't want to insult anybody, but that's just the way I've always pronounced it. When I read it, that's what it looks like to me. I don't know.
So it was directed by Justin Cobbler. You know what Cobbler does?
Cobbler?
No.
Makes shoes.
I thought he made peach cobbler.
No.
That's what I
Bob,
thought he said.
You guys are incorrect.
Huh.
I'll not have that on the show. Peach cobbler. It's not a pie.
So this was my first time seeing this movie.
Samesies.
I was not expecting what I got.
Yeah. In a good way or bad way?
I haven't decided yet. It still hasn't made itself a home in my heart yet.
I also had never seen it until Bob picked it for this podcast.
Yeah.
And the first watch through, I hated this movie.
Yeah.
Until the end. The very end, I got confused.
Really? What confused you?
They are really pushing that. You know, maybe if they're not trying to push that Michael Douglas is the hero, he's just such a charismatic dude
Yeah.
that it's hard to paint him as the villain. And so until the end of the movie, when he actually says, I'm the bad guy, I'm thinking like, these assholes, is this some kind of hero for somebody?
Well, in his own mind, he was doing, he
yeah.
was doing good.
No, the movie knows he's the bad guy.
Yeah.
Because it's hard to... It's not always him starting the violence. They're hitting specific fears.
What really confused me about his character was it seemed like he's just fed up with society.
Right.
In general. Okay? I mean, I could see that. Because sometimes I feel like I'm on the verge of being him. Okay? But at the same time, he's going like the gang members. When the gang members attacked him.
That's what I'm saying. That time the violence came to him.
Being assholes.
Yeah.
I mean, they were directly trying to cause a confrontation. And most of the situations were like that throughout the movie, except when he was talking to his wife.
That's when you know there's...
When he was talking to his wife, he was like being menacing. And he said, what did he say? You know, in certain countries, it's still legal to kill your wife.
That's towards the end. That's when he's totally
I mean,
snapped.
he's like really... he's losing it. But most of the other situations that happened to him out through the city were kind of provoked on him.
Yeah.
Like he wasn't really trying to start it, but he wasn't backing away from it either.
And they're hitting specific things that would annoy you. Like the breakfast rule at the time.
Yeah. Even the very opening scene, the traffic jam.
Yeah, everybody feels like, oh yeah, I definitely...
Everyone can relate to this movie.
Yeah.
Right. But no one goes to the level of this guy.
They don't cross that line.
For most people, it ends at the convenience store.
Yeah, that kind of thing. Yeah.
Like, even if you did
I've
snap
never even
and get
done
out
that.
of your car, it would end at the break up the store with the bat. That no one does that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
On YouTube.
Well,
can find
he's
some stuff.
having a mental breakdown.
Yeah,
He's
but he's
definitely
been having it.
Yeah.
It's been. I mean, it was a slow burn to get where he's at now.
Yeah.
It's
It was what they say. It was 2 years before his wife left him.
Mm-hmm.
it's the whole thing. Everything piles up and goes downhill.
But even before his wife leaves him on the home videos, we see he was like a super tightly wound kind of.
Yeah, there was
really
one
aggressive.
tiny little clip in the entire movie where it showed him being like smiling and happy.
Yeah.
And it was the very last scene before the credits rolled.
Yep. Just take the picture. Put her on the horsey.
I know. What the
You know what though? as shitty as it sounds, like I'm sure there's a video out there of this family where I'm just like,
somebody doing
put him on the
something similar.
goddamn truck. I bought it. Something like that. I'm sure.
Yeah.
But then I'm not gonna freak out on the Korean. That's the divide for me.
Yeah.
That's the moment where whether he thinks it or not, he truly it's a racist argument.
Yeah.
It's a racist tirade he goes on about if you're going to be in my country, the least
Right,
thing you
yeah.
can do. Matter of fact, bro, he learned the language. He's speaking English.
yeah.
That's how many fucking languages
He's got
do you know?
he's got an accent. Big deal.
Yeah.
You go to his country, try and learn his language, and not have an American accent. I can't see myself flipping out the way he did on the certain things that he did.
Yeah. It's a bad look when the only character that relates with you is the Nazi.
Yeah, really. We're alike, you and I.
Yeah, I'm with you, man. I'm the same. We're the same.
Yeah.
Think about
He's looking around the shop. There's Nazi flags everywhere, propaganda.
But he sees him as absolutely crazy, which is a good thing. Like, he realized that's too far.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
it's still kind of...
Well, see, that was kind of a weird situation too, because the guy that ran the surplus store was already mental. I mean, he was already
Oh, yeah.
he was already lost. I mean, he was giving the gay guys a hard time and
Yeah.
all this stuff, and then he started. What made him pull out the rocket launcher? Just like, hey, look at this.
He wanted to give it to him for his cause.
Yeah, but he didn't know what his cause was. The guy just came in there to buy boots.
He just thought he was a vigilante.
He was listening to him on the
Okay.
radio.
Yeah, he heard everything.
Oh, okay,
Remember
that's
he's-
what it was.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know.
on the police scanners.
So
As far gone as the pawn shop guy was, Michael Douglas kind of went a little step further.
you had to really make a bad character for him to be. I don't know. It's real easy to villainize the Nazi.
Yeah,
You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like you had to really. It had to be a Nazi, a gay bashing Nazi.
I know.
for him to feel like the hero.
yeah,
That's how bad the protagonist is.
Yeah.
yeah.
We haven't really got into it. Of course, Michael Douglas plays Bill Foster, Bill Defense Foster. He's
Yeah.
credited as Defense in the credits.
Really?
Yeah, they
Yeah.
don't even say Bill Foster. Like I didn't
Because
know
I
his
think
name
that
was.
was on his license plate.
Yeah, it was his vanity plate.
I didn't really look at the credits at the end. I
Yeah.
didn't notice that. That's weird. I mean, he had a name in the movie.
That's Bill Foster. They say
Yeah.
it. But I missed it the first time I watched it. So I was telling Chris, I'm like, yeah, man. And the guy doesn't even have a name. His name's Defense. And I watched it again before we were doing this. I'm like, oh, yeah, his name's Bill Foster.
I think his mom made it very clear. His name was William, but he liked being called Bill.
Yeah.
Everyone calls him Bill.
She's credited as Defense's mom. That's her name in the credits.
Great.
But so, yeah, Michael Douglas plays Defense. He's stuck in traffic. Hot. They do heat well. You can tell it's hot in that car. He's sweating.
Yeah.
It's kind of like a red.
I mean, don't
flare
take
to
much.
it.
Put him in a car. Let him sit in the sun.
Yeah.
I mean, that's it.
The
Yeah.
size of that fly. Did you
Yeah.
see when the fly hits his neck?
Freaking horse flies.
It's huge. But it's like in that moment, it's like, okay, now I got a fly flying on me. It's hot.
Yeah, that's the opening.
You go to roll down the
very opening
window,
scene.
and the thing don't work.
The AC stopped working.
Yeah, the AC don't work. He can't roll his window down.
Beads of sweat dribbling down his face. Flies bouncing off him.
All those friggin' 90s bumper stickers.
Everybody blowing their horns and yelling.
Yeah. How's my driving? Call 1-800-EAT shit.
Yeah.
It's like just enough to, yeah, I feel that.
Yeah.
He flips out, finally kills the fly, turns back, and there's just some girl looking at him out the window.
Yeah.
That moment gives you anxiety just watching the movie.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's the very opening scene.
Yeah. At that point, Schumacher has us. He's like, yeah, see, that's just like you.
Yeah.
He keeps wanting you to relate with him, but you can't.
I mean, I to a certain point you can relate to a certain point, but again, not stepping over that line. That's
Yeah.
not. that part's not
Man,
relatable.
they really shove symbolism in your mouth in this one, huh?
Yeah.
I did like that Prendergast is in the same traffic jam,
Yeah.
but he's getting a kick out of like the graffiti on the billboard.
Yeah.
The help me, and he's stuck in the boobs.
You have to. When something's bad, you have to look at the good part because otherwise you're not going to get through the day.
Just that first scene, they set up those two characters.
Right.
One's getting absolutely irate, and in the same, it's almost like when we're seeing Bill or Michael Douglas, we're in his point of view.
Yeah.
Like it's hot, it's irritating, it's everything's bad. The music is like, oh,
They
like
amplified the sound of the fly.
it's like
just
war
so it's
drums.
an irritating sound.
Yeah, it's like some noise and then war drums, like doom doom doom,
Yeah.
doom doom doom, and then you cut to Prendergast like 4 cars down, and he's just happy.
Yeah.
He's not sweating. He's just kind of looking around.
He's just like, my wife isn't yelling in my ear, thank God.
And that's another thing that it's like they're total opposites.
Right.
They set him up as like left and right,
Polar opposites.
which is there's no secret that Joel Schumacher is like a super liberal guy.
Yeah.
This is the time when, remember, he's building missiles to fight against the communists.
Yes.
Right.
It's 91, it's over. So all of a sudden, all these guys are just out of jobs.
Mm-hmm.
And they're mad about a bunch of minorities taking over the city, can't even speak our language. But it's just weird. He puts him in situations where, yeah, we all get mad about that. So what are you trying to say? Like, everyone's this guy. No, we're not.
Yeah. No.
Well, I didn't take it as more racism. I took it more as like a difference between cultures, not understanding what the culture is and how to interact with another culture because you're stuck in your own box that you don't want to look at anyone else.
There's also like tolerances too. Certain people have like higher level of tolerance to deal with stuff.
Yeah.
He had no tolerance.
This is-
Even in
No.
the home video.
Well, this has been like a slow burn for a few years.
Yeah.
Well, apparently from the home videos, he's always been like loud, forceful. The cop was talking to his wife. She specifically told him he never hit her.
Yeah, dude, that cop sucks.
He was like menacing and threatening. He was loud and that kind of person, but he never hit her.
Yeah, I
He
hated
was
that
never
guy.
violent to that point.
Why would you
I
stare
know,
down?
even the female cop later.
Oh, yeah. Well, her, I got it, because that's the third time she's called.
Right.
And now it's like, you have to stop. You're fine. I get that. They don't have enough to just keep sending people out there.
She just seemed like totally uncaring. She
But
didn't give a
that
damn.
first cop, man, did he hit the girl? No. Okay. Did he hit you? No. Does he do drugs or alcohol? No. Then he starts looking at her like she's crazy.
Yeah.
Bro, shut up. You don't. There's a point. There's a reason there's a restraining order.
Yeah.
Makes her like question. He's like, well, I thought he might. You thought he might. And then keep staring at her. Like,
Yeah, like the
"Shut
cop
up,
doesn't
dude."
know what the phrase menacing means.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was kind of just.
That was stupid.
Yeah, I think that part was kind of dumb.
It's unbelievable. I don't
Yeah.
believe that.
I didn't mind that part. That part didn't irritate me because when you're a woman and there's no violence shown on you, people don't look at the mental problems that can happen that keep bashing you, where you can't deal with anything. Like,
Yeah.
you know you're being hurt. It doesn't mean you need a bruise. It doesn't mean you need to be
Right.
bleeding. You can be hurt just as much mentally as you are physically. And the mental takes a lot longer to be fixed.
First watching it, because I know you've seen it years ago,
Yeah.
but I never cut like it. It's a good build, like a slow burn to the fact that he's actually not just angry. This hasn't just been a bad day for him.
Yeah, it's the point where he finally snapped.
When he first calls
just
her on the
done.
payphone and doesn't say anything, I thought like, oh, this guy he doesn't want to get in trouble. She's answered the phone all stressed out.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, you thought your stress was bad and you got out of the car and walked away. Like he's afraid to tell his wife what he did.
Yeah.
That's how I read it.
Right.
And then when he calls her again, we actually find out he's stalking.
Yeah.
It was a surprise. He just kept saying, I'm going home. Oh, we didn't.
Right. Yeah.
So yeah, he gets out the car and the guy behind him gets all mad. Where the hell are you going? I'm going home. And he leaves. And from that point on, he starts, what is that? I've read it.
Yeah. Until he talked to her the second time, you didn't even have an idea that they were separated.
Right. I just thought that was his home.
Yeah. Or not talks to her the second time, calls her the second time.
Yeah.
First time he didn't talk at all.
And she's like, I know it's you. Stop calling.
So he leaves the car on the highway. That's from Prendergast. I keep forgetting there's an R after the P.
Robert Duvall.
Yes. Who's great.
Yeah.
And anything you put him in.
Yep.
I love that he's the hero, but we get less time with him.
Yeah.
I love everything he does.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's good. He's a good
I
actor for sure.
My favorite. Well, I guess I'll talk about it later towards the end. My favorite thing he does, but
Yeah.
so he gets out of his car and he starts helping the one motorcycle cop.
I didn't get why he got mad because you touched his bike.
Yeah, I don't understand why there's a conflict there. I mean, there's one cop talking to another cop, and the patrol cop just had attitude for the other guy for the longest time, the whole time.
Yeah,
Or his motorcycle.
that didn't really make sense. He was just mad he dropped his bike, but he dropped his own bike. That motorcycle.
Yeah,
cop.
he didn't
It's
put the kicks
totally
down right or
confusing.
something.
Yeah, Duval and the other guy had nothing to do with that.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm calling a tow truck to have it removed. No, let's just push it out of the way, get this lane moving.
Yeah.
Sir, we are. What does he say?
It's a dangerous environment.
Yeah.
Steel and glass flying past us at 60 miles an hour. Traffic stopped.
He looks around. There's just a bunch of parts cars.
Yeah.
A lot of glass and steel rushing by us at high speeds.
It seems to me that most of the cops in the force are so burnt out they don't want to take time and look at anything. They don't want to look at the big picture. They're just looking at a straight line and they don't want to put anything together.
Yeah. Well, it's also kind of weird that we're siding with the police side because this is.
I'm siding with Robert Duvall's side.
Yeah.
The rest of the cops in this movie.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I don't like anyone else.
But that was.
That one partner that girl had.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Thought he was
DiNozzo?
thought he was in Miami Vice.
Yeah. Come on, babe. What's the time?
Yeah.
He reminded me of the guy on Die Hard that we hated so much.
Yes.
He reminded me of him. He also reminded me of Bill Paxton in
I almost thought he was the same guy.
Predator 2. Is it Predator 2?
I think so.
Bill
Same
Paxton?
kind of.
Yeah. He's
Oh.
like a. Yeah.
That's the one. Was that the one with Danny Glover?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
He shows up and he's all like.
Oh right. Yeah, I remember him now.
Yeah.
All right.
Doesn't it seem like the same
for,
guy?
for a minute, I couldn't place him in the movie. All right. Yeah.
How cool is it that they really do go from like one end of LA to the other?
Yeah.
They hit the spots. I think the only spot they went to that wasn't actually on that route was the surplus store.
Oh yeah.
That was somewhere else, Long Beach or something.
I like the idea, but because I'm not from there, it doesn't really hit me the
I
way
know.
it should hit
Yeah.
me.
It would be really cool if everyone knew the area like that, but only like 1% of your audience
Oh,
knows the
no,
area
yeah.
like that. But he walks off that highway down that little hill, we find out later,
Right.
and to that convenience store with the Korean guy.
Right. Which Korean guy was kind of obnoxious.
Yeah, but we all...
I mean, you're talking about 1992. He's trying to charge a guy 80 cents for a soda. Come on.
Listen, it's 80 cents now or more for just a little can.
Yeah.
It's so much more than 80 cents now.
Well, if
Yeah,
you
It was
go-
85 in the movie.
Let me tell you something.
And five.
92, you probably get it for 35 or 40 cents a can.
Yeah, well, if you go to Walmart, you have 50 cents out in the thing, usually. If you're in the grocery store, that's a whole other story. It's like $1.25 for a small little can.
I'll never understand the pricing of soda.
Yeah. That
No,
is
it does not
ridiculous.
make sense. I don't understand how a 2
You
liter.
can walk up to the little cooler that's right next to the registers and take one out, and it's over $2.
Yeah.
And then you can go down the soda aisle and pick up a 2-liter bottle for like
$1.09.
yeah.
Yeah,
And then-
it doesn't make any sense.
A liter and a half can be $1.
It's,
What the heck?
It's ridiculous.
I say we go back to it being 10 cents and call it a day.
Yeah.
So yeah,
You
no,
need a baseball bet though.
I know.
To bring back the old prices, you need a baseball bet.
right. That's actually how stores work. It's commerce. He doesn't actually go right to the store. He goes to the payphone first. He makes that call.
Right.
She's walking home like with her daughter. And speaking of bodies, did you guys see that bodybuilder walking by the screen?
No.
I didn't.
See?
Oh, was this your thing? This is the part where you
just saying.
Yes.
interject your
The
thing where you're
first scene
admiring.
that we see Beth and Adele in, they're walking up the street towards the house. The phone's ringing. She starts rushing, and there is just an Adonis walking by in like a thong or something.
Wow.
Bob, you were right.
What? The guy's jacked.
You can do cars, I'll do plants, and he can do the men.
I don't like the phrasing. I'm not on board with the plan almost at all.
Dude, I
didn't like the phrasing.
I've watched that movie 4 times in the past 4 weeks,
I didn't notice either.
and I never saw this guy. I'm trying to think in my mind right now back
I
to
can't picture
each and
it.
every of these 4 times I watched this movie in the past few weeks.
Listeners know what I'm talking about.
And I don't. There was a guy in that scene.
Yeah, he's just walking by. He's like an extra, but he's Huge. He looks like Lou Ferrigno walking by.
I didn't know.
Like a young Lou Ferrigno. Yeah, I got sweaty too. Woo!
Bob, I'm worried.
Anyway. But yeah, she rushes to the phone. Who's that eager to get to the phone?
Yeah, I don't know. Who knows?
He was
Maybe
huge.
Maybe your mom was calling or something.
I guess. I even back before we had cell phones. I mean, now that I have a cell phone, I never want to answer that phone.
I know.
It starts ringing. I want to be in a different room.
I've had my phone ring and ignored it just so I could text the person back.
What's up? Yeah, I've done that. Just text back, nah. While it's ringing.
Just nope.
What, Sylvia?
You.
Ew, it's the one body in the whole movie.
No,
that's
I said you, not
Oh.
you.
I almost want to pull up the scene now. Just so I don't
course
sound
you
like a
do.
crazy person.
No, I don't doubt it was there. It's just it's not something my mind acknowledged.
Yeah, me neither. He hangs up and then goes to get more change. Why didn't he just say what he had to fucking say when he called the first time and not have to go get change?
Yeah.
Because he knew he wasn't supposed to be talking to her.
Right. So he goes into the store. He gets man, that is product placement.
Yeah.
That Coke he grabs and just puts it on his forehead and his whole body.
Yeah. Yeah, that right there. That scene was a Coke commercial.
But you know what? We grew up in Poughkeepsie. No change. You got to buy. It's rare that they would give you change. They'll give you change if you know the guy. If it's a gas station you go to all the time,
Yeah.
they'll give you change for the air machine or something. But usually it's like, no, just buy something.
Yeah.
We're not a bank. It's not their job to give change.
Right.
It was just like one of those 25-cent pieces of gum
Yeah.
to get some change.
And no one told you to walk over to the Coke machine. 85 cents. Probably not cool to do an impression of that.
Yeah.
But yeah, he gets a big.
Well, I mean, it was kind of, he was angry. You kind of have to,
Yeah.
we're kind of trying to describe it.
But he was saying 85. He wasn't saying the
Right, yeah.
5. And that's what set Douglas off.
Well, he was already winding up.
Yeah, because he's mad
About
about
the
the
price,
prices.
yeah.
I give you 50 cents. You give me 50 cents change. No. And of course, no, because that's not how prices work.
I know.
Yeah.
Yeah. You don't go to the store and tell them how much their stuff costs.
Maybe the guy was having a bad day, but he wasn't totally in the wrong at all.
Yeah. Yeah, and he kind of had like a bit of a dick attitude, but at the same time, they both did.
He tells him to leave. Bill's like, no, I'm going to stay here. So he goes to reach for the bat. Now he's getting physical.
Yeah.
It seems like every time he did something, now that's okay to do.
Right.
Now we got physical because he made me get physical. It wasn't my fault. It's never his fault. This whole thing is happening to him, and he's doing nothing wrong in his eyes.
Right. Well, the only physical part he really did in that scene was taking the bat from him.
Yeah. And then he starts bashing everything.
He wasn't hitting the guy. He wasn't attacking the guy.
Right. And he was so like, you think I'm robbing you?
Yeah. He made a point of showing him, I'm putting $1 in your register and I'm taking 50 cents out.
Yeah. Again, still could be the hero of the movie.
Yeah. Yeah.
He was a little racist, but we're talking about 91. People are racist in 91.
Yeah, I suppose.
That's a normality at
Yeah.
that time.
Yeah, his argument that where he was racist didn't make too much sense either. I mean, like she said, he was speaking English. He did learn the language.
Yeah.
But when he started saying stuff like, you know how much money my country has sent to your country?
Yeah, baseless.
And he goes, no, how much? And he's like, well, I don't know, but I bet it's a lot. Like, what?
Just kind of shit you'd hear or you'd see on Facebook posts.
Yeah.
With just baseless, they pick a
He's
number.
just imagining things in his head.
It's the kind of thing you see on a Facebook post with right under it said fact checkers decided this was not true.
Yeah. Yeah, but like you said, he still could go either way at this point.
Right. Did you guys catch the street signs in the store?
In the store? No.
Yeah, in the store there was 2 street signs up on a pole.
No,
They both said Corona Street.
Really?
And I was just like, then we cut to Prendergast. Opens his desk drawer covered in sand.
Yep. His last day at work.
Yep. Everybody's laughing. They're like messing with him because it's his last day. That's pretty dark though, huh?
Yeah.
Man, he was on his way to his fucking car, man.
Yeah, I know. That
Like
was bad.
they're like throwing the trope in his face. It's your last day, you're gonna die.
He took it pretty well. I mean, they set it up where they messed up his picture of his daughter, and he was okay with that, and she had passed away. I don't know if I would have been as okay with that. I probably would not have.
Right. But that was his thing, was he
could.
didn't have this built up rage.
Yeah, he was just permanently mellow.
Yeah.
There was only one time he showed any rage, and I think wasn't rage. I think it was just irritation.
You talking about at the end?
Yeah.
Yeah. There's a whole big scene. I guess we should wait. Fuck it, let's talk about what we're talking about it. The lieutenant calls him into his office to give him the speech. A lot of good cops throw their badge down and say they can't take it anymore.
Yeah.
How about you? Are you still with the team? He's like, no, I'm not.
No, I'm retiring.
I'm retiring.
Yeah.
You're not getting a full pension. I know. Most just toothless fucking lieutenant. How are the kids?
Yeah.
We lost the child. You lost it. Her. We lost her. Right. Stop.
I mean, he's worked there for how long?
Yeah.
It's forever, and they don't even have the respect to realize that she died when she was 2.
Right.
That's crazy.
They mentioned him being wounded on the job, and that's why he's behind the desk, because he's afraid. They also take his gun away, which I thought was a little...
Well, I think he took the desk job because of his wife, right?
Right.
Yeah.
We find that out later, though.
Right.
But they take his gun away, which I thought was a bit much for the beginning of the day.
Yeah.
I need your gun. But you want me to work the rest of the day?
Yeah, really.
How do you get his gun back at the end?
He doesn't get his gun back. He gets Sandra's gun.
Okay.
The other cop, yeah, when she got shot.
That was a weird scene. We'll get to it, I guess.
Yeah. I thought that was kind of funny. He told her earlier on the phone, he said, if you run into this guy, be careful. Sure enough. She gets shot when she runs into him.
Well, we were getting ready to say, so the lieutenant gives him that speech, and he leaves. The next time he talks to him, he's a dick.
Yeah.
He's like, you know what? I gave you the speech because I have to. I told you I had to. This speech is just because I want to. I don't like you. I've never liked you because you don't curse. Not a fuck. Not a shit.
Yeah.
I don't trust a man that don't curse. Like, it's a whole big thing. And then at the end, when he's walking out and the reporters are talking to him, and he's like, here's Prendergast now. Prendergast, talk to the reporter.
He's the one that solved this or
Yeah,
whatever.
yeah. He's our man that put it all together. Prendergast. And then he's just like, fuck you, Lieutenant. Fuck you very much.
Yeah.
I thought it was because you said I don't swear. Right? Because he had that whole big thing about you don't
Yeah,
swear.
but
so
I
don't
wasn't
trust you.
talking about that part.
Oh.
I was talking about when he had punched the other detective in the face. That was the only time he actually showed any violence at all.
Yeah, that was when he said something about his wife.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
just felt warranted, so I didn't catch that as anger. Caught it as like a receipt. Like, it's what you made a purchase, and there's your receipt.
Yeah.
Talking about Sandra, have you noticed who she is?
She looks super familiar.
We've done 2 movies with her in it.
I know we have.
Which
It's,
are the 2?
What was the other one?
What is her name?
It's Rachel.
Tickerton, right? Or,
Yeah. Which 2 movies?
Oh my god.
Both of my favorites.
I knew because when I was researching this one, that name sounded so familiar.
I've seen her in other stuff, but I can't place it somehow.
She looks the same, but her acting is so different in both movies and in this one that it doesn't she's not in a box. She's very good.
Tickerton. Ah, man. I know we just did one with her.
Mm-hmm. You give up?
Yeah. I don't remember.
Okay. We have Con Air
That's right. She was the guard.
and we have Total Recall.
That's right.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my god.
Very different characters
Oh,
that
she's
she
great,
nailed
huh?
great. Yeah.
She's great in this.
Mm-hmm. And none of them are the same. Like, you can't place her unless you're, like, placing her face.
Yeah.
Right.
It was her last name that stuck with me, the Tickerton. It's like a weird... I'm sorry I'm saying it wrong.
I think when I think of that name, I think of somebody that's supposed to be working on dolls or clocks.
Yeah.
A tinkerer.
Yeah.
Edgar Tinkerton. Toys and more.
But yeah, I loved her in this movie too. She was really good.
Yeah. Because she was his partner
Right.
ever until he had that incident where he had to be a desk jockey.
He had to be a desk.
He had to when he had
Boy,
until he turned into a desk.
She had to downgrade. She had to downgrade
she
big on
did.
that
And then
one.
she downgraded to the low budget Don Johnson.
Bill back, yeah. Come on, babe.
God. I would have killed him if he was my partner. I would have
did-
let somebody kill him.
He did make me laugh once.
Yeah.
With which part?
The same part that he made Prendergast laugh with. Are you retiring too? Just asking all earnestly. Are you also retiring?
Oh, when he was on the phone.
on the
with-
phone.
the
She
whammy
was on
bird.
the phone at
Yeah,
the
yeah.
diner.
Oh, he was annoyed the hell out of me in that scene.
He's shaking
Yeah.
his watch in her face.
Yeah,
Have a
snapping his
problem with
fingers.
time.
Hello.
Every time he cusses her. But you know what? Prendergast was annoying me in that scene too.
Yeah.
Yeah, he could have put his wife say, I have to call you back.
The very
home.
first time he said, "Hey, can you hold on a second?" You didn't mean a second, bro. Let her sit.
Yeah.
Have your conversation. You're trying to stop a murder.
Right. I don't understand the going back and forth.
Yeah.
They kept putting each other on hold to talk to the other one for like 60 seconds and
And
then
of
jump
course-
back to the other phone.
That's the moment that made me laugh with him though.
Yeah.
When she gets all mad at him because he's doing something. What do you mean? If you're not doing anything, come home. And she's like, "You're not a cop. The sooner you realize you're not a cop." And he's just like, like he's doing that. Like he's, I don't know. I can picture myself doing that. Yeah. Then we cut back to defense.
Yeah.
He's now walking. The two gang members see him, but as he's walking up the hill,
He's
did you
checking
see?
out the hole in his shoes sitting
Yeah.
on that rock.
Did you see with the stone set he's walking by? Just had the word "kill" written on it like 40
Really?
times. Yeah, across the top.
Yeah, I
he's-
noticed a few words on there and they were all not great.
Yeah, everything he's doing, he's just around like darkness. I think like that's what he's seeing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's all, everything's just hitting him on the same day now.
I mean, how long has he lived in the same area? The house his wife's in is supposed to be there. Was there both? They say so, but now she's paying the rent. So you know the area. You know where you are.
Right.
You don't think maybe he's asking for something walking through that?
What I didn't understand, and I don't think they ever cleared up, was when they were at his mom's house and she said she never met her granddaughter. It was her fault about the divorce. Like, that really irritated me that they didn't clear that up. Like, how is it your fault?
I just saw it as she obviously had. She seemed to be.
She definitely had issues.
Yeah, she seemed to be a little not there.
He doesn't.
I can't exactly
No, but that's what
place
I'm
the
thinking.
issues, but she was like, she was off.
I'm thinking that would be something Bill would use as a way to control her. It's
Yeah.
your fault
Yeah.
because she'll probably just take it and not argue with it. And
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, for you never to know your granddaughter, it had to be something pretty horrible.
Yeah. I just don't think she's well enough to. I don't see her as someone who would
could
go driving
see
around.
Someone in her condition maybe saying some pretty rude things, possibly to his wife.
Maybe.
Or his wife might have said something about him being loud and scary sometimes, and then she just freaked out on her. Who knows? Who knows?
Maybe.
They
I
didn't
just
dig
wish
into
they.
that too much.
I
but
just wish they
I
cleared
could
it up.
See the situation building like that with her.
The way she's afraid of like, don't tell him I said that when she's talking about how she spit the food out
Right,
on the
yeah.
plate. And she thinks, he looks at her in a way where she thinks he might kill her.
Right. Yeah.
Like, don't tell him I said that. Like, clearly she's afraid of him.
Yeah.
For good cause.
Yeah,
His wife's afraid of him,
there to
too.
begin with. The one female cop started asking her questions, and she's just like, "Get out, get out." I don't.
Oh,
like
I
these-
love that. Yeah.
I don't like these questions.
I love that scene because it shows how he knows how to deal with stressful females. Like, his wife has made him very adept at
Yeah.
knowing how to get around a situation to get someland's trust.
It could be that.
And his work on the force.
Or it just could be, yeah, like you said, the years on the force, just being that good at it. You know, oh, well, she cares about this. Let's go talk about this.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
This makes her happy.
Yeah.
obviously.
Pendergrass's wife and Defense's mom are very similar
Yeah.
characters.
They are.
So he knew right away how to get into her head.
I did like how the whole movie, I mean, I'm sure it's just like getting thrown in the face. It's super blunt. Nothing's subtle, but Prendergast's wife's calling him, begging him to come home.
Right.
But then on the flip side, you got Defense's wife answering the phone, begging him not to come.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like it's the polar opposites
Yep.
because they look at life differently.
Yeah.
They both lost their little girl. One didn't have a choice,
Right.
but it just hits him different. Like it wasn't fair the way he lost his 2 years old infant death syndrome. That's not fair.
Yeah.
There's
No.
no one to blame for that.
Wake up one day and she's dead. That's horrible.
I love that that whole scene at the end when he's saying the only thing that makes you special, the only thing that makes you important is this little girl.
Right.
Like, that's the only thing that makes you any better than anyone else through her eyes.
Yeah.
And that's what he really lost in his life. The most important thing. And
Oh, yeah.
this guy's taking it for granted.
How great is Duvall when he's telling the story? He's like, they call it infant death, and he stops and has to look down and he's tearing up. Syndrome.
Yeah, he was stammering.
He's
the way he was talking,
breaking
he was
up.
stammering.
Dude, that's a fucking actor.
Yeah.
I love Duvall.
And I liked how he was catching his wife's eye and showing him, this is what I need you to do with the gun, and this is what I'm going to do,
Right,
and
yeah.
showing his gun on the side of his vest to her. So
Yeah,
she
he had a whole
knew.
conversation with her with just eyes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, just the eyes did it.
That scene kind of bugged me too. How long did it take those police to get down that boardwalk?
Forever.
Well, it's weird. When it's a situation like that, I could see them not wanting to rush in.
Yeah, well.
I doubt they gave him the respect to think about it.
I know. They don't paint the police in a good light.
No.
In the time frame.
No, and every cop I saw in this movie, aside from Pendergrass and his former partner, they were all idiots.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't have any common sense, most of them.
We need to do secondhand lines. I can't believe we haven't done secondhand lines yet. Duvall, have you seen it?
No, I haven't watched it.
It's Michael Caine and Robert Duvall.
Oh, yeah.
And they're like, you've seen it, right, Woman?
That's probably good.
Okay, that's my pick next. So where's my turn for secondhand lines?
But it was, I think it was funny because while they were doing at the end of this movie, the actor Bill was wanting to get out of the city as soon as possible because all the riots were happening. He was trying to get his family out.
Michael Douglas?
Yeah, that's the one, Bill, right?
Yeah, defense.
Yeah, he was trying to get him out because it was really what was happening on the movie was happening there. So they were
had to
trying
shut down.
Yeah.
Because it was straight up riot. 55 people died.
Yeah.
Countless dollars in damage. Sublime got all their new music equipment. Remember that song? We were participating in some anarchy. Mm-hmm. They missed the point. They just wanted new equipment.
I kind of thought he was going to go nuts on that homeless guy.
What's with the damn homeless guy, man?
Nagging the hell out of him for money.
Who is like that? And why does everybody want that briefcase so bad?
Yeah,
That's the second person that wanted that briefcase.
That kind of made me go, what the hell, too? Because when the gang members came up on him,
the toll was the briefcase.
Yeah, we're going to take that briefcase. No, you're not. And he hits one of them with a bat, and they go running off just to protect his briefcase and keep them from taking it.
Mm-hmm.
And then later on, this homeless guy's nagging and nagging and nagging. He says, "You know what? I don't need it anymore. Here you go."
Yeah.
Like, what?
That's why I'm saying, like, that's the weird part is, the gang members coming up on him seems like the violent move.
Right.
But he knows where he is. He's lived in the city his whole life.
Yeah.
He knows the area he's in. And he could have gave up his banana and sandwich, but instead wanted to beat them with a bat.
Yeah.
So who's in the wrong?
It was the principal. No.
I think he was just looking for a fight. He needed to blow off steam.
He went there looking for a fight is what I think.
Yeah.
He even got up all like, when they're like, you see the signs? Well, if you wrote it in fucking English, I could fucking understand it.
Yeah. He
was looking for a fight.
It's like when he snapped, everything, his point of view should be everybody's reality now.
Yeah. He even says he's innocent. When he jumps, it's so ridiculous. I giggled. When he after the golf course scene, which we'll get to.
Yeah.
He jumps over that fence and he starts screaming at the owner of the property. Hey, what the hell are you doing putting barbed wire on that wall just so innocent people like me can cut themselves jumping over it? Yeah. He really thinks he's innocent.
You just broke into, invaded someone's property.
Innocent people like me. He thinks he's in the right. He's definitely...
Well, it just shows within that whole scene that he's totally out of it because he says he cut his hand when he gets down. But then he grabs the little girl's hand and he runs and he thinks... He hurt her,
right?
Because he completely forgot within 3 seconds that he's the one hurt bleeding.
Yeah,
like he's gone.
He tries to get on the bus. This is real crowded. People are bumping into him, so he kind of like backs off from the bus. And on the bus, there's like a picture of a little girl crying. It says, "I love you, Daddy." Again, I think it's like he's seeing what he wants to see to paint his image.
Right.
Yeah.
See, I still think at that point he might have been salvageable.
Yeah,
like if he actually did get on the bus and drove across town, maybe he wouldn't have been so wound up by the time he got there.
By the time he got to the bus, I am skipping, I guess, because he was holding 2 bags by that time.
Yeah.
Well, that was the drive-by. That drive-by, man, fuck those guys too.
Yeah,
he shot everybody but him.
Why did they have to go and wreck that car?
I thought about that review.
Could have just gave it to me.
That guy that was like, I liked this movie until they destroyed a 70. Yeah, I thought about that when they wrecked their car.
That's 1 year older than the car from Supernatural. Same model, but yeah.
It was a nice car.
67 Impala.
66. So you both hit your 2 points.
Yeah.
I found the biceps. He found the muscle.
I don't quite remember a whole lot of plants in this movie. So he might be SOL.
That's true.
No, my thing is animals usually.
No.
You get that flash of Michael Douglas appearing in the window, and then it's not him. It's the other cop with the glasses. That was scary. That was a scary moment.
Yeah.
The music was perfect. Like, I legitimately jumped.
Like, oh, he's there. Uh-oh.
Yeah.
I don't know, but each one of these scenes where he acts out is progressively getting worse from beginning to end.
Yeah. The original script, Schumacher actually wanted it to be super bad from the start.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like the whammy burger.
I think that slow build is better.
Yeah. By the time he gets to the whammy burger and he accidentally fires the gun up into the ceiling.
Yeah.
That scene was originally written where he wants his breakfast. He asked for the manager. The manager's like, well, the customer's always right. And here I am, the customer. And he's like, yeah, well, I'm really sorry. And he goes, yeah, well, I'm really sorry too. And pulls the gun out and shoots him in the head.
Oh, really?
That's how the original scene was written.
Yeah, that's a little rough.
He wasn't trying to hide the fact that he was a bad guy. But then the studio, and this was originally going to be an independent film.
Yeah.
Then the studio got on board and they had to adjust stuff.
Yeah, I don't think it would have been as good that way.
No, I like the way that scene plays out. I like the girl, and she's like, you can call me Mrs. Wilson or Miss Wilson. Yeah. And then he does. He's like, well, Rick, Miss Wilson.
Yeah, that one girl at the counter didn't really seem to care.
No.
I think she was happy
the whole time.
Yeah.
Like, I'm sure her manager was a pain in the butt to her. So she was like, you deserve this.
That poor lady eating her food. How's the burger? I love the little boy that wanted to answer the question. He gets the sandwich.
Yeah.
And it's like this flat, pathetic sandwich. You see the picture. Does anybody know what's wrong here? And that little boy in the front row just puts his hand up. So eager to answer.
Yeah.
That same time he's getting his food.
And it's all, this is all stuff that you think about.
I know.
Like, I go to McDonald's and I'll buy a sandwich and I'll look at the picture on the wall and look at what's in the box and it's like, wait a minute.
Yeah. Again, trying to level with us.
Yeah.
But originally the scene was he just shoots the guy.
Just so we understand, Panera, when they give you your food, it basically looks like their picture. Just saying.
I've never been to Panera.
It's really
Is there
good.
one around here?
No, Knoxville. Depressing.
Yeah, that's why I haven't been to one.
Hey, if you want to sponsor us, I just gave you good reviews, Panera.
Yeah.
So while he's getting his food, Prendergast and Detective, is it Torres? Yeah, Detective Sandra Torres. They're on lunch at their usual restaurant they used to go to when they were partners. Mm-hmm. They don't even get to eat.
No.
Poor Prendergast don't get to eat nothing the whole movie.
Yeah.
Chicken getting cold at home.
I love that he was complaining about why he had to be here because of him and his chicken was drying out.
So he calms his wife down with the London Bridges song. Did you catch that when Defense grabs the present for his daughter, the snow globe?
Yes, London
It's playing
Bridge.
London Bridges.
Mm-hmm.
No, I did not catch that. No,
Schumacher's just like, symbolism, symbolism, symbolism.
Yeah.
I couldn't imagine you sitting on the phone singing me a song to calm me down. It'd be awesome if you did, but I couldn't imagine you doing it.
Will you sing me a song? Yeah, honey, give me 1 second. Click. You asshole! Then we get to the surplus store with Nick.
Nick no.
Yeah, Nick the Nazi.
Yeah.
Played by Frederick Forrest. What an unfortunate role to play. Because he kind of plays it funny. He's got that weird speech impediment. He keeps saying, think about it.
Yeah.
You know, he kind of has like quirky traits, but he's
Yeah.
a horribly racist Nazi guy.
Weird ticks, yeah.
Yeah. Did you see the Nazi Santa Claus in the back room?
Yeah. I remember that.
It was weird.
His whole back room was horrifying.
Everything about that guy was so bad. Screaming at the two gay guys. They knock over his sunglasses. He's like, can you believe this?
Yeah, I know.
Like he was the victim. Like, that's why he relates with you, bro.
Yeah.
He thinks he's the victim. You think you're the victim. We get that story from Duvall. I think does he tell Torres when she kind of is getting on him about retiring and why he's at the desk?
Oh, yeah. He started talking about his wife.
Came home one night and she was just in the dark staring at a wall. She was convinced he'd been killed and that he was a ghost and he had to chase her around the house all night.
Yep.
God.
She's like, I mean, I don't know exactly what her condition was, but it seems like it was heading into dementia.
Yeah. Take me so long to realize you weren't kidding. If you really were doing that.
Yeah, right.
I'm not going to chase you, Sylvia. Ooh.
I have a feeling she had a lot of postpartum depression
I'm sure that
after
was
the baby.
Yeah, I'm sure that was a big part of it.
And then the fact, because you said she wasn't good at being a mother, I think that probably set her over the edge where she just couldn't come back.
Yeah, I'm sure that had the heaviest of tolls.
Yeah. Like, lots of people don't understand, unless you've been through something like that, how hard it takes on your psyche.
Yeah, I mean, even me, I wouldn't have understood how heavy that was until I had kids.
Mm-hmm.
I'd be like, oh, that sucks. This little girl died. But now it hits.
Yeah.
This is the first guy he outright kills. Granted, it's the worst guy in the movie, but...
At least you don't feel bad they killed him.
I like that he shoots him, then shoots himself. Get in the mirror. He like shoots him and then shoots his reflection in the mirror. Yeah. Symbolism! Because at that point, he's gone. That's when he changes his clothes.
What about the protester?
Oh, we skipped, yeah.
More symbolism?
Not economically viable.
Dressed in the same outfit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then he starts thinking, yeah, I'm the victim like him. When no, you probably would have got a loan.
Yeah.
That's not the point.
Well,
Defense?
no, he's been unemployed for a few weeks now.
Yeah, but...
Oh my God, his mother. Where has he been eating his lunches?
What the hell does that matter? That was what she was most concerned with.
Yes.
Where's he been eating his lunch?
It just shows how crazy she is.
But he calls his wife from the back room of the pawn shop. That's when he says he's past the point of no return.
Yeah.
He makes that comment about, in some countries it's still legal to kill your wife. Now he's talking about... So at the end when he's like, you're going to kill your wife and daughter, he's like, no, I wasn't. He's been saying he was going to the whole movie.
It was before that, but I mean, where it hit completely, because I just took that one as maybe he's just threatening it. It was when he said that he was going to go home and talk about adult things and let his daughter play in the backyard. But when he said they're all going to go to sleep together.
Yeah.
Yeah,
in the dark.
Thought like it was going to be like a
suicide.
Murder-suicide
That's
deal.
what he's saying. Yeah. He's already killed someone. He shot a gang member. He killed a guy in the back, stuffed him in a display case. He knows there's no tomorrow for him.
Yeah. He changed his whole outfit. He didn't just get shoes.
Right.
All he needed was shoes.
He went into full-on soldier mode.
Yeah.
Was that his Purple Heart on the wall or his father's? I couldn't tell.
Oh,
because the metal said Bill Foster, but it could have been his father because it seemed like the picture was really old.
Yeah, I don't know.
I didn't look at it.
But yeah, he makes that comment, and then we'll all go to sleep in the dark.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what he's saying, I think.
Yep.
It's not pretty.
Yeah.
So now he already got these weapons off the gang. Took their duffel bag full of guns.
Yep.
Now he's gone to the pawn shop. So, I mean, it obviously showed he took the rocket launcher.
Yeah.
Or the bazooka, whatever you want to call it.
Oh my goodness.
Least favorite.
And I imagine he probably loaded up on ammo too at that point.
Oh yeah, might as well.
That little boy telling him how to shoot that.
Actually, maybe not least favorite, but tied.
I've played video games too.
Yeah, I wouldn't be able to tell you how to work that.
I don't know how to do that.
No.
You don't do all those little switches and knobs and all that stuff in a video game.
Shooting a movie?
The little kid's got some history we need to know about.
Yeah.
But it was amazing how awesome he thought that was.
Yeah.
Where's the cameras? Don't worry about it. They're on.
I missed the first time how that scene starts.
Yeah.
That scene starts with a traffic jam.
Right.
Everybody yelling at each other, but this one guy really screaming at this old lady for cutting him off. And he's just going off. You dumb old bat. Yeah, and he just punches him through the window.
Yeah.
It's like,
that was one of those moments where I liked it.
I know.
I mean,
that guy deserved to get knocked out.
Yep.
It's weird that there's those moments in it.
Yeah.
You're not supposed to side with
trying
this dude.
to make people relate to him.
Yeah. Or are we supposed to feel bad for feeling that way as well, but wanting to punch that guy in the front car?
Yeah. I think the whole thing is basically about like what it would take for you to go across that line.
Yeah.
I mean, with him, his character in this movie, it was a slow build over 2 years.
Right. They
got the divorce. He got the restraining order. He's been working this job. Then his job fired him. He can't see his kids. His mother's kind of batshit crazy.
Yeah.
Probably because of him being so loud and menacing.
Or from coming home with a bunch of radiation.
He comes off so mellow when he's talking to people. And then you show those clips where he's just screaming at red face.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, that's most psychopaths and serial killers. They have this whole different personality or persona that you think they're just a nice guy or nice girl next door, and they're not.
Yeah.
That, and you can find a lot less charismatic dudes than Michael Douglas, man. Yeah. It's hard to see him.
I know.
I know at this time he's done a couple roles where he's kind of been a shitbird. like Basic Instinct, Fatal Attraction.
Right, yeah.
But before that, I don't think he had a lot.
Yeah, before that, it was all like
Wall
his
Street.
characters were always like high-profile characters, yeah.
Wall Street is a pretty fucking shitbird.
Yeah, well.
So he kind of was
He's
like...
still a high-profile character.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
he's like...
Yeah,
he never played like somebody from the slums, you know? I mean,
no. That RPG scene I thought was pretty cartoony.
Yeah.
That was probably when the movie started to lose me. Like, okay, now this is a cartoon.
Yeah.
He shoots the rocket down the hole and it goes across the thing and it didn't blows up. All right.
Yeah, there would have been that long, awkward pause before it blew up. It would have just gone and blown.
Cuts through the golf course. That was funny. I mean, it sucks. It's not funny, but
Yeah.
but there's a point in that scene we all know was funny.
That was his second kill.
Yeah. I mean, really.
Yeah.
But
It was.
Well, he caused the heart attack.
yeah, but also the
It's
guy
so-
tried to
well,
hit him with a
sorta,
golf ball.
yeah.
Like that dude set out to
He
crack
tried to
him in the
kill
head
him.
with
Tried
the
to kill him with a golf ball. Remember, that's what he said.
Yeah, that's what he said.
Tried to kill me with a golf ball.
Who knows though? Catch that shit in the eyeball.
Yeah. He gets hit with my Titleist. It's his fault.
Yeah. What's happening? Your heart?
Screaming.
What can I do?
He just about gave himself a heart attack just
Yeah.
yelling at him. Far! Just yelling.
The other guy's just like, come on, let's just play golf. Why? I don't like the looks of this guy.
Whips a shotgun out of the bag.
Yep. Fine. Shoots the golf cart, which of course makes that roll down the hill.
Yep.
He shot it right in the emergency brake.
Yeah.
Well, that's too bad. Your little golf cart's going to drown.
But it's medicine.
Yeah. And now you're going to die in that silly little hat.
Stupid little hat on your head.
Stupid little hat.
Listen, he died in pink.
Yeah.
What more do you have to say?
I never understood why golfers had to dress weird like that.
Oh my god. Have you looked at golfing prices for shoes and coats and
My stepdad, when I was younger, used to go play golf all the time. And he always had like checkered pants and like pastel colored shirts. And I never understood why they did that while they were golfing. But then when they were in their private life, they dressed totally different.
That is weird, the color thing. I can tell you one thing, though. Those clothes are so comfortable.
Oh, yeah?
At work, we had like a secondhand store, like a Goodwill next door to my job.
Yeah.
And I was lifting a table and I went to get down on my knees to put it down because it was so heavy I couldn't like bring it in front of me. I just kind of sit myself down to set it down. And I ripped my pants right up the crotch, broad daylight, full day ahead of me of dealing with customers. So I walked over to that little secondhand store and I just grabbed a pair of black pants. It was like $5. I needed to. What am I going to drive home? There's a store right next door. So I grabbed
it's a
them.
45-minute drive home.
I'm putting them on and I see there's like a Nike logo on the back. I'm like, that's cool. These are Nikes, whatever. Those were the most comfortable pants I had worn. I ended up wanting to get more of them. I'm like, I need to see how much. Those pants were $110.
Yeah.
They're Nike golf pants.
Right.
They're so expensive.
It was like the kind of material where you can do something where it's sweaty and hot and irritable, but your legs won't get sweaty and hot.
Yeah, it's like a really thin,
Moisture
airy
wicking,
kind of,
and it's
yeah.
like lets you just move wherever
It lets
you
you
gotta move.
breathe with no restraint.
I wore them golf pants out. Time I was done with them, there were 6 more holes.
I just never understood why they needed to dress up like Easter.
Well,
Yeah,
I
that's
get
weird.
the light colors because you're in the hot
Sorry.
sun. I get that. I just don't understand the patterns.
Well, you know why you got to bring 2 pairs of pants when you go golfing?
So you have your pants
Do you?
to like after golfing and you want to have
Close.
your drink and you want to be relaxed to the drink and I don't know.
Oh, so they had a reason to go into the changing room, right? At the golf course?
Close. It's in case you get a hole in one.
You just spit out a dad joke?
You did.
What?
Okay. I don't know where we're at anymore.
We've been jumping all over, which is fine.
I think we've kind of got to the part where he hops that fence after the golf course and
Okay, yeah,
like,
yeah.
accosting that poor family who's not even their house. They're the caretakers. That's when he realizes.
Or so they claimed.
Eh,
Who knows?
that could have been the Zodiac killer.
Yeah.
He could have already kidnapped that family at first.
That's Hannibal Lecter's brother.
He didn't have a brother, he had a sister.
Ah.
And his sister had 7 fingers.
No. She just got Aiden.
Every time I watch that scene, all the times I watch this movie, something in the back of my head was telling me they're lying. They actually own that house. But instinct said this guy's nuts, so we're going to not say it's not ours.
Maybe. Yeah. Well, they are kind of worried that I don't think they're supposed to be there because they're like, you don't have to tell security, do you? The Altmore security. It's the Altmore golf course.
Offer that information up though.
I don't know why you think that was man was security.
Well, he's kind of dressed up in military gear.
Yeah.
At this point,
bleeding, carrying a shotgun.
Yeah.
That must be the gated community security guard.
Yeah.
He goes into the poor me's about how he has a daughter, but he lost his job, and he starts to feel like, oh, I did the wrong thing. This is plastic surgery got you this. I was lied to. I was cheated.
Yeah.
The victim. He's just the victim the whole movie.
Yeah.
Putting barbed wire on the fence so innocent people like me cut themselves hopping into your backyard.
It's called trespassing, bro. It's a law.
We get a couple more shots back because it's Adele's birthday, his daughter. That's why he wants to get home for, obviously.
Right.
Can you believe that little girl grows up and writes Rolling in the Deep?
Are you? All right, side topic.
Yep.
You're wearing a Game of Thrones shirt.
Yeah.
And you don't watch the show.
Never saw it.
You never watch. Yeah.
It's a comfortable shirt.
It's my golf
shirt. Comfortable as those golf pants.
It's my golfing shirt.
Great. I'm trying to get him to watch that show
forever.
For so long now.
It's got Game of Thrones on the front, but on the back,
it's got Game of Bones.
It's time to HBO Go, baby.
Oh, God. That's kind of been bugging me for like 10 minutes now.
Yeah, I got it because it was similar to the shirt the guy was wearing in the beginning that had the big body.
Oh, all right. Cool. What about the guys in the blah, 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 in the surplus store?
Yeah.
What was that string strap thing that dude was wearing?
All right, man. You know what?
That was so weird.
Okay. I don't know how people dressed back then.
Yeah, I don't know. I lived back then, and I don't remember people dressing like that.
Yeah, but you didn't live in LA.
I believe there was so many movies with them dressing like that, though.
Yeah.
Like you would. What's that one?
It's like yoga gear for men.
Yeah.
It was weird. I don't know. Maybe that was a certain style in certain places. I don't know.
The horror one that I like that switches people every season.
American Horror Story?
Yeah. The new one that they have out starts out with the guys wearing stuff like that, doing all the exercises with the girls.
Yeah, it's a very 80s thing.
Yeah, like all 80s movies had that at the beginning.
I don't know.
It's weird.
I don't think football players was wearing them in 91. There was certain people wearing them.
I believe that football players just wear things like that in the normal on the thing.
I like when they don't wear nothing.
This is turned into the
fashion.
This is a fashion cast now. Golf.
I'm going to post a picture of my golf pants on the Instagram.
Yeah. Still got them?
I don't know. Probably don't fit in them no more.
Yeah.
Big fat.
I'm telling you, for COVID, I think everyone's gained about 50 pounds in the last year and a half.
Yeah.
Everyone's got the demi weight.
Yeah, so bored from not going anywhere.
Overweight America has gotten worse.
Yeah. It's never been easier to order out, and everybody has to stay home.
Yeah.
All right.
Screw that. You're paying twice as much. I hate that DoorDash stuff.
Yeah, but more options.
Yeah, it gives you great options. Okay, cool. You can pay $40 for some McDonald's for two people?
That one time I ordered it at work, I'd have paid $40 for that meal.
Really? Yeah.
Because I did all the options.
He was so happy with his burger.
Oh, yeah.
It was the happiest
okay. You say
ever
options.
been.
That's what you meant. Okay.
Yeah, when you get on it on the DoorDash app, there's like 70 options you could do to the burger. And and whatever you put in there, they're going to do. It's like 14 slices of cheese.
One burger.
So he calls Beth again and tells her, "Hey, do you know what they turned the our ice cream place into an Indian place or something like that? I forget what he said. Native American something or other."
Which sends her into a panic attack.
Yeah, it tips her off that he's close.
Yeah, he's like just down the boardwalk from the house.
She can hear the music in the background, so she takes off. But it's kind of cutting it close because when he gets through that front door, they're leaving out the back.
Yeah, I couldn't figure out the location there. I mean, I know it's in Venice. That's where they ended up on the map. But where do you ever see a house that's like right on a boardwalk like that?
I don't know. How much must rent be there?
I know, and it didn't look great either.
No,
like the people that were surrounding the house, it was just citizens walking around. They kind of looked a little bummy.
Yeah,
I feel like New Orleans is probably something like that.
Maybe.
I've never been.
I never go to
been there
anywhere
either.
that has like a beach or a port. I always go to places that are just
Inland?
Yeah.
Is that just trying to avoid the ocean?
I hate dark water, and that's where the sharks be. And them 20-foot crocodiles from Australia. I know all about them. 2,200 pounds.
LA got those
outta here.
defense sharks, though.
Yeah.
I feel like you would love an island except the ocean part. Like you would love the whole atmosphere.
You know,
there.
up until a few years ago, in my mind, I thought I might go back to a beach at some point in time. Until I found that website where it tracks all the sharks in the ocean.
Oh, God.
It tracks something like 3%. And those things are everywhere.
And that's just 3% of them.
Yeah.
And that's not counting the stuff that's down there in those craters
everywhere
that no one can get to. Like
bull
Cthulhu,
sharks, tiger sharks, great white sharks, all up and down the East Coast.
Kraken,
Yeah.
Loch Ness.
I looked at that app and I'm like, and I was looking at Florida and I'm like, looking at this one beach in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. I used to go to that beach all the time when I was a kid.
Yeah.
No, no, they can't see me shaking my head, but I ain't going back.
Yeah.
I clicked on that website one time and I looked at Fort Lauderdale, Florida, and it was like 17 sharks all up and down the beach. I'm like, nope, I'm done with the ocean officially forever.
So Prendergast puts it all together, and he's now him and Torres are charging to Venice to get to the wife's house. And this is the weird part. They get to the front, to the front yard, and she's like, I'll go in the front, you go in the back, or he says that. And then she's like, okay, and then walks off the screen for 1 millisecond and is like, freeze, bang!
Yeah.
And then when the time he finds her, they're in the backyard.
Yeah.
The moment he's like, okay, and she opens that doorknob, freeze, bang! Then he goes in, walks through the whole house, through the kitchen, then out the back door, then finds her.
Yeah.
She must have super sped to that backyard.
They didn't leave a whole lot to the imagination with that scene. Actually, it's all imagination.
Yeah, they don't show anything.
Yeah. I mean, who knows? She could have been running, got shot, and didn't realize it, and then just collapsed. I mean,
Yeah, that's true too. Maybe. I don't know. We can do the work for the movie, but it just seemed like
you're in shock. I mean, if you get shot and you're in shock, you might not even realize it.
the weird part with me was like that she just walked off of screen.
I know.
And it was like, freeze, bang!
Yep.
Like, it shouldn't even happen that fast. Let alone him walking through the whole house to show us how long it took to get through.
Yeah.
It's not like she should have been charging through.
No, at that point, she should have still been in the house when he found her.
She should have been walking through the way he was walking through.
Yeah.
I like that the dog was still there from the videos. The puppy to the grown dog. Of course, didn't say anything.
He
to
liked
Bill.
his daddy.
Yeah. Stupid guard
You don't
dog.
see a whole lot of that kind of thing in movies anymore either. Where they do like they were watching VHS tapes and when they were younger. They might hint toward that kind of thing with pictures, like still pictures.
Right.
But you don't see them actually go to the trouble of actually filming scenes
Yeah.
that are supposed to be years ago.
I love that.
Yeah.
I love
that was
details
good.
like
I liked
that.
when they had stuff like that.
I think the last time we saw like anything like that was Red Dragon.
I still haven't seen that one.
I haven't seen it in so long.
He watches the reels from his victims he's picking because he's supposed to be the guy that makes the clippings, so it works good. I don't know how to explain it, but they have a good part with that because he's casing the houses doing it.
Yeah. When did you watch Red Dragon?
A couple of weeks ago.
You watched it without me? We watched Silence of the Lambs. We watched Hannibal. And then you went by yourself and watched Red Dragon? That's cool. I'm going to go watch the whole Dark Shadows series by myself.
No, you won't because you'll shoot yourself by the end.
Yeah, it so sucks.
You need to watch the damn Game of Thrones. You're going to wear that shirt.
Hey, man. I know how it ends.
What we need to do is skip the first season so we can actually sit through it.
Get to some of the action.
Yeah. I watched that first episode. It was like an hour long.
We fell
slow.
asleep.
You fell asleep. And then I realized I didn't get to watch
The
episode
first-
2.
the
I had to
first
watch episode
season.
1 again with you.
The first season of that show is introducing all the characters.
Yeah.
That's basically the first season. Then it starts getting into the more supernatural kind of sci-fi stuff.
I'm probably going to rewatch Sopranos before I watch Game of Thrones again for the first time.
You haven't even watched The Godfather.
I've watched The Godfather.
Before I watch it again for the first time.
Before I watch it again for the first time. Shut up. I'll edit that so I'll sound just as bad. Tell you what, though. It's about time Prendergast put his wife in jail.
Oh, yeah, when he went off on it.
You're going to make me my chicken. You're going to leave the skin on it.
I liked how she got off the phone. Holy, what would she say?
She said, shit. Because she was starting to yell at him.
Yeah.
That was when Torres answered the phone. Prendergast.
Yeah.
Who the fuck is this?
Yeah, I know.
We all know someone like that.
You don't,
Yep.
you don't have to yell at me. She started the thing off yelling.
Yeah. I don't know. It's weird that they hint towards this accident being wounded or something, and they never explain it.
Yeah. And every time I heard that, I just, in my mind, I thought he got shot on the job.
Yeah.
Like, it might not have been a major thing. Like, maybe he got shot in the thigh or something, but
Right.
who knows?
Because when the lieutenant mentions it, he's like, wounded? And looks confused. Like,
Yeah.
that wasn't what happened. Who knows? There'll be no sequel.
He broke his pinky.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's no sequel. Unless Pendergrass goes after someone else.
Although, I mean, I don't know. He got shot in the torso area and fell in the water. Could swim out. Part 2.
Oh, you think Defense is coming back?
Yeah, we don't know.
Teamed up with a shark.
Yeah, you're dead once you hit that water.
He's in the ocean, California coast,
Bleeding? Yeah.
He's not coming back.
You're right.
We got him though. He pulled that water gun out and shot him right in the forehead.
Did he?
Yeah, you didn't see that?
No.
He was like egging him on to draw his gun or shoot him.
Yeah.
He's like, I still got a gun. And he
Right.
puts his hand in his pocket. But when he pulled the water gun out of his pocket, he shot it. He got him right in the forehead.
I missed that.
And just before he went over the railing, he said, "I got you."
I thought, yeah. I heard him say that, like, I would have won or I would have got you.
Yeah.
But I did not see the water hit Duval.
Yeah, he wiped it. Yeah.
That's funny.
How was his daughter not freaking out in that scene? I mean, he's talking to his daughter. Yeah, great. I mean, it's a young kid. He hasn't seen her father in a while, but he laid a gun down on the ground right next to the
Does
kid.
she not know what guns are?
I know.
It's a whole lot.
At the very least, the kid should have been a little like sketchy about what's
Yeah.
happening now.
Well, I feel like if that was a normal thing in her life where he snapped over nothing and everything else, you kind of get conditioned to shut down or react certain ways, especially when you're younger. Things don't hit you as bad.
Right.
So when they at the end of the movie, when they went back to the boardwalk again, were you looking for that same guy from the beginning?
Yeah. I did notice that the last thing Foster sees before he dies is a poster of MC Hammer.
Yeah. How did I become the bad guy? Well, he killed a couple.
I love
that.
I'm the bad guy? Yeah. No hesitation. No moment.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course, dumbass. They lie to the fucking fishes.
Yeah. What? Explain that one.
Yeah. Oh, it just sounded cool to say it. Whatever. Yeah, like I said, the first watch through, I didn't like this movie.
Yeah.
And then after watching it again for, honestly,
The fourth time?
yeah, part the curtain a little bit here. We were supposed to record this like a week ago.
Right.
Almost maybe 2 weeks ago. But so I'd watched it then too, right before, but then we ended up doing other stuff.
Yeah. If we did it when we first would have recorded, I would have watched it twice. I'm up to 4 times now.
Yeah, each watch through, I liked it more. I found something
Yeah.
else I liked more each watch through.
Yeah.
It's one of those movies that you don't get the first time. It gets better as you watch it.
All the things you've already seen and acknowledged in your mind, you're now you're looking past and you're picking up other things.
Yeah.
Yeah, like you're going to see something new every single time you watch it. It doesn't matter how many times you watch it.
I think
There's something
it's like that
else.
with every movie.
I don't think so.
Some of them
I think
are pretty.
some of them have no depth.
Yeah.
This one actually has something.
The second time I watched Rosemary's Baby, I liked it a lot more, but I really didn't watch it twice. So
Like the end, this last time I watched it was when I picked up on the two sides of it. The fact that when he was at Whammy Burger,
yeah,
Prendergast was at the restaurant. They were
yeah,
eating at
I
the
didn't
same
pick up on
time.
that until a couple times either.
Yeah, when he would call his wife, Prendergast would get a call from his wife,
Yeah.
showing that.
They were mirroring a lot of things.
Yeah, I mean it's kind of in your face, but it's fun not to have to think too hard about it. Just watch the movie.
Yeah. Do I think it's the best movie in the world? No.
No,
Do I think it's enjoyable? Yes. No, I mean on a weird level. I mean we are following somebody who's a killer now.
yeah, it's one of those movies where it's the ending doesn't feel good.
Right.
You make it through the hour and 13 minutes, and there's no big payoff. It's just
Yeah.
this is where this had to go.
No, the payoff is his daughter and his wife didn't die.
Yeah,
Yeah.
That's your
true.
payoff.
Prendergast made it through his last day.
Yeah, he was trying to talk some sense into him, like, hey, you got this little girl. He's like, what? She's going to visit me in jail?
Yeah,
Well, you put yourself there.
That's you, Mr.
did it.
Victim.
Yeah.
Raise her behind bars? I don't think so.
Can't you tell I'm the hero? I shouldn't be in jail.
I'll just collect she can collect the insurance. No, when it's suicide, the insurance company's not going to.
Well, that's why he was trying to get the cop to shoot him.
But that's suicide by cop.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's how the report's going to read.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought that was kind of a weird thing to say. It didn't seem to be very fitting since the insurance company wouldn't have paid.
No.
Just a little touch of reality.
So for favorite scenes.
I like that final scene.
Me too.
I like it.
When Pendergrass was telling his story.
And he's like tearing up.
Yeah.
That's a great moment. I was going to say my favorite moments are with him.
And with all the people that Michael Douglas ran into all through this movie, everybody that he had confrontations with. This is a cop at the end of the movie trying to capture him. I don't necessarily know that he knows he's a cop.
Right.
But this guy's interrupting him. He's cutting him off, and he's telling this story. And while he's telling this story, it's like Michael Douglas's character is kind of relating to him immediately. So all these people that came at him, he had something to say back to them except him. He's the one that kind of shut him down on that part of it.
There was nothing he could say. There was no...
Yeah. Can you just leave me alone? Then he starts telling the story, and he's like, all of a sudden he stopped telling him to leave me alone, and he's just listening.
Mm-hmm. He hands the popcorn to Adele,
yeah,
and then she shares it with Daddy. That's heartbreaking.
Yeah.
That poor little girl doesn't know what's going on.
They had that restraining order for a couple of years now, so
yeah,
he's already kind of a stranger to her now.
Yeah, favorite scene's hard because I love Duvall doing the on the phone.
Yeah, that was good. When he actually stood back up to his wife.
Yeah. I like when he stabs the Nazi.
Yeah. Give it to me. Give it to me.
Yeah.
Give it to me.
I like when he finally stabs the Nazi. But yeah, I would have to say it's the story.
Yeah.
It's the story of the little girl. I didn't like the restaurant scene where they're talking. That felt weird. It didn't feel like two people that like were partners for years having a conversation.
Yeah.
He loves wasting her time. Every time she's got to go, he's like, wait, one more thing.
Yeah.
What? I love my wife. Okay, I have to go.
There's a little bit of Columbo in him in an awkward way. Damn it, that's something else nobody today knows about. Nobody's going to know that reference.
Columbo?
Yeah.
Peter Falk?
Yeah, nobody's going to know that.
Yeah, we really did call back to that a lot on another podcast. Yeah. No one would understand what we were doing. My least favorite scene, it's got to be surplus store.
Yeah.
And
there was quite a bit in that scene that was unnecessary.
Yeah, the RPG. That was really cool.
I mean, I don't think he needed to have the confrontation with those other customers at all. Just all the Nazi paraphernalia all over the place was enough.
Wait, he's more evil than that. You might as well have a scene of him, like, have a newspaper clipping of his face as a child molester, too.
Yeah, just baking up children in a pot.
Yeah. Also, I hate bunnies. Okay, dude, you're evil. We get it.
Just pulling the ears off bunnies.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were really trying to drill home how bad he was.
I like that he made that construction worker admit there was nothing wrong with the road.
Yeah.
Nothing's wrong with it.
You don't know.
Yeah.
He was telling him what he wanted to hear.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, my point on that whole thing is he was laying down, just relaxing, basically. Yeah. What are you doing?
You gotta understand why he was there by himself. You got one dude by himself all the way down the road at the end of this thing where they're all working. And everybody else, all the other construction workers are gathered together in one spot.
Yeah. It's a sewage thing, I think. No, it's not. I don't believe you.
He was the one making sure no one came on the area where they're working. That was his job. Just like we have the poor women outside the store that have to hand out the face masks. Stop.
I swear around here nobody cares about face masks.
No.
I start feeling like a jerk wearing one in the store. I still wear it.
Yeah.
Because no one else is fucking wearing them. So now I gotta wear mine.
My 3-year-old wears hers.
Yeah. I was so happy she started doing that without fighting it.
Oh, yeah. You know how that works?
Me. I did it all myself.
No, I never take her in the store when she didn't wear one. So she realized she wanted to go to the store.
Oh, I thought maybe you put like M&Ms inside the face mask.
No, I stopped taking her in the store for about 4 to 6 months. Would not let her go in until she said she would keep her face mask on.
Yeah, it was like half a year before we let our kids go into a store again.
Yeah.
That sucks too, because you can't leave them in the car. Yeah. So you just don't go to the store.
Oh, yeah. If you're leaving a kid in the car, you got to leave an adult there too.
Yeah. I usually find a guy.
Yeah.
Hey, buddy, you busy right now? No. Can you watch my kids? Here's my keys. Keep the car running. So any final thoughts? Made it through another one.
It's relatable up to a certain degree.
Yeah.
I mean, just about every situation he was in, I'm sure all of us have been in a similar situation.
Mm-hmm.
but nobody stepped over that line. But it's so close. It's such a
sure?
fine line sometimes.
Yeah.
It's like, I mean, there's certain situations where I've been like on the edge, just ready to haul off and hit somebody.
And that's what
But
they're
you
playing with this whole movie.
Bite your tongue and you don't do it.
There are tons of cases where somebody had a day like that. Like,
Yeah, I'm sure.
I can't remember which case it was, but it was a guy driving a motorcycle and somebody had cut him off and he just followed him and shot him. Like,
feel
there's
like-
so many cases
Oh,
where
yeah.
it just
I
happens.
feel like it's like there's only so many things that can happen to you back to back over and over again before you finally will just snap. And they're toying with that, trying to push and see, give everybody idea like how much would it take for you to do that?
Right.
Yeah.
But again, I would argue the car thing, your AC just stopped working.
Yeah.
The window just stopped going down.
Yes.
I feel like that's been a problem with your car.
Yeah.
And now it's snapping to you.
It might have been an ongoing thing.
He goes into
Or-
that gas station. He clearly has money. He could have bought anything and got 50 cents back.
Yeah.
He wanted to get the Coke. He wanted to fight to get 50 cents back.
Yeah.
Then he goes to the gangland. Everybody knows his gangland. Starts shit.
Well, he's walking like he's going across town in a straight line. He's like beelining for home.
Yeah. He could have skipped that area.
Yeah. The little wide
He
circle
knew what he was
around,
walking into.
around these 6 blocks.
Every situation he's in, he's putting himself in. He didn't even really want breakfast. He decided to get lunch anyway. He just wanted to have a fight.
What the hell? Just to prove a point.
Yeah.
Yep.
But he's the victim.
Yeah.
It's not his fault. The trigger was
What is it? It's
sensitive.
man versus himself.
Yeah, that's what
I've
it is.
had that same situation too at McDonald's. I've gone to McDonald's to looking to get breakfast, and it's like 10:05,
Yeah.
and it's like, nah, sorry.
Well, now luckily they serve it all day.
Yeah. Well.
It's the one good thing that's happened since this movie came out.
Yeah, but it was all because of this movie.
That's what it was.
No, they don't. They stop at 11.
I've gotten breakfast at 11:30.
Well, you were lucky.
No,
Okay.
I talked to Rick. I said, make my burger, my womlet.
Oh God. Whammy fries and a whammy burger and a what shake? It was different.
Do you think they tried to do McDonald's and had to put whammy because McDonald's was like, not
Well, the
happening?
W was an upside down M. I mean,
Yeah. It's MacDougal's.
yeah.
We got to write this thing right.
I say 7.
I think,
That'd be
What would
nice.
this be categorized as? Like suspense drama?
yeah, they try to throw some comedy in there.
Yeah, here and there a little bit. Most of the comedic moments come from the cops.
It's drum tired.
I have no idea what kind of box this one goes into.
I don't know. Just in general, I'd probably go somewhere between 7 and 8, maybe. It was pretty good. I like.
It's
all,
weird.
All the acting in the movie was done well, except for the secondhand cops.
Yeah.
I don't like any of them.
I don't know what category it goes into, but it gave me the same feel as the Joker,
Yeah,
where it's like we're watching a guy go insane and be unredeemable an entire movie and it has a sad ending. But if I only had those two movies to go off of, I'd be like, this is a 10.
I agree with that.
Because Joker didn't have Duvall.
yeah,
I mean, it has thriller moments like with him jumping up in the window, and
right.
I'd be around a 7,
Yeah,
low 7. I don't know. Now I'm just comparing it to other movies we've done. It's
right,
good.
Yeah,
It's better.
yeah.
than,
When you can't think of what category, where
Yeah.
to fit it in.
it's kind of a category all its own.
Yeah, it's got little aspects of a lot.
But there's a lot of good in it too. I mean, there's some bad in it. If you don't like the F word being used 100 times in a store,
Yeah,
referring to two gay guys, then maybe skip that part. But there's
Yeah.
also some sweet parts in it and some funny stuff. And
absolutely, for sure. Some people today would be completely offended and boycott this movie.
yeah,
If this was in the theaters right now, there'd be a lot of commotion about it.
and it's hard to argue with them. It's hard to argue with either side.
Right.
They have it down as action crime.
Action crime, yeah, it fits.
I don't think so.
It's crime. There's action. He's doing crime the whole movie.
Yeah, pretty much.
All this guy does is crime. With his flat top, his horn rimmed glasses.
Yeah,
That's
that was a
look.
specific cut for his hair they did on purpose. It
Yeah.
was like a very military-esque cut.
That Gavin McInnes dresses like him. I now know why that guy dresses like that. Leader of the Proud Boys.
Yeah.
That's what makes it troubling.
I wonder if that's like literally his
Yeah.
idea where he got that outfit from.
It is. The far right are so mixed on this movie. There's Like the way they were using Rambo as like a way to promote joining the military.
Like he is
Yeah.
the hero.
It's all America. It's all about military. No, he clearly against the war,
Yeah.
but they misconstrue it.
Yep.
Well, for all the hate mail, it's moviesagainsttime@gmail.com. I really tried to go at this without alienating anyone. I didn't want to push an agenda. We just wanted to review the movie.
Right.
And the movie does not go very well with the progression of our society.
Yeah, it's sad how
Yes.
much is still going on that's in this movie from
Yeah.
92. Moviesagainsttime@gmail.com. Just refer everything to Bob. This was his idea.
Yeah.
The Instagram is Movies Against. Twitter, we're at Movies Against. Leave us a 5-star, subscribe on your podcast app.
Wherever you listen to podcasts,
Yep.
we're there.
We're on it. I think the last one that started accepting podcasts was Spotify, and I got us on there.
No, you.
Me and Rogan. We're
Nice.
like side by side, shoulder to shoulder. Well, shoulder, waist. Rogan's like 5'2". Anything else you want to say? You got any cool? Oh, I got a line from the movie from the surplus store I wanted to say.
Yeah.
Go for it.
No.